Welcome or welcome back, depending on who you are, to the Collector's Set. We've got another figma to look at. This is the Anatomical human model from Freeing. I have more than enough action figures representing superheroes, sci-fi, and movie characters. Stuff that's unique or off the beaten path almost always sparks my curiosity. The bane and joy of my collecting is that I will pick up just about anything that looks cool. It's great when I snag something really awesome, less so when the figure turns out to be a dud. So, do we have here an awesome diamond, or an awful dud, or something somewhere in between? The appeal of this figure can be seen instantly. It's a human with no flesh, his muscle and some bone exposed. It looks a lot like a body that has been plastinized. That technique involves replacing the fluids in a skin body with silicone. You may have heard about or seen the Bodies exhibit or something similar. I like the idea of this figure and enjoy the overall look. Inspecting it a bit closer, there are a few things that keep me from loving this one completely. We'll start with a quick look at the accessories. Honestly, all that's included with the figure are several pairs of hands. They come, of course, on the handy Figma hand rack. The selection here is okay. Fist and relaxed hands are a must. There are grip hands, a bit less necessary for this guy, but nice to have. And pointing hands. I'm not sure that two are needed. I would have liked at least one gesturing hand. When looking at the articulation, we start to see some of the issues I have with this one. If you own any Figma, you know what to expect in regards to articulation setup and movement. Overall, this figure feels stiff, which seems at odds with the way it looks. Action figures that don't have any kind of clothing or armor or what have you seem as if they should move freely and be ultra posable. Here, the main problem is the type of plastic the figure is composed of. A translucent red plastic is used. It has a nice look, but clear plastics tend to be harder and less flexible. It's not as if you'll be bending parts that aren't meant to be bent, but it does make the figure handle differently from just about any other Figma I've posed. The figure also doesn't really have the range of motion you'd want to see. Elbows and knees only move so far. The ankle articulation is particularly bad. They don't rotate nearly enough to get the feet flat in many poses. And while the toes are articulated, which I always like to see, the execution is not the greatest. With the way the joint is constructed, when the toes are bent, it creates a jagged, uneven surface in the foot. This makes the joint fairly useless. Taking a closer look at the overall aesthetics of the figure reveals additional gripes. The figure mostly looks great and will certainly be eye-catching on the shelf. I do feel the paint could be a bit cleaner. There are spots where it feels an extra pass of the white paint could have been used. Most of the joints are distracting in their appearance. The solid matte colors do not blend well with the rest of the figure. The knee joints are particularly unsightly, given how far they jut out from the back of the legs. It's not as bad when the legs are bent, however. Overall, the figure is really gappy. It seems anytime you move anything, a wide noticeable space opens up around that joint. I do like that the figure is a bit asymmetrical. It adds to the feeling of this being a plastinated body. This is taken a bit too far, as the legs are not exactly even. This, of course, has to be compensated for with whatever pose you are attempting to achieve. Two figures that I feel are worth comparing to the anatomical human model are the Syntoys Synthetic Human and the Damtoys Test Man. These are two of my favorite toys to grab off the shelf and just pose. Something I was hoping for the human model. You can easily see how much better the articulation is on each in terms of fit and range. In my mind, I can see a figure with the same look married with the articulation scheme of one of these other figures. It would be amazing. I know I've had plenty to say about this one, but it honestly isn't the worst figure I've picked up. As previously stated, it will certainly stand out on the shelves. The articulation is a pretty big letdown. Even in terms of other figma, this one feels off. In the end, the most praise I can offer is to say that I don't hate it.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to our channel for more exciting toy videos.